whenever you are.
Okay, good morning, and thank you for attending today's City Council meeting. For those who are attending remotely, the camera in the council chambers is set up to show those attending in person today. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the city clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Kelly,
Here.
Councilor Dilaba, Councilor Fisher,
Yes.
Councilor Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilor Powers, Councilor Reese,
Here.
Councilor Scantily,
Here.
quorum present.
Our first item of business will be read by City Manager Stephen Jelly.
Steve, I've got audio now, so I'm gonna hang up.
Mike Powers on the line.
Oh, Councilor Powers is present. Thank you, sir.
The City Council authorized the City Manager to enter into a contract with Jet Industries for wastewater treatment plant capital improvement project for a total contract sum, including contingency not to exceed $43,220,164. And whereas the hauling and disposal of contaminated soil at the Elizabeth Street pump station is required at a cost of $142,795.77. And whereas saw cutting, removal, and disposal of the concrete and counter beneath the asphalt along Riverside Avenue between Elizabeth Street and Parker Street is required at a cost of $58,289.43. Whereas the hauling and disposal of contaminated soil at the Elizabeth Street force main is at a cost of $92,598. Now, therefore, be resolved, the city manager is hereby authorized to execute change order number 4 at a project cost increase of $293,683.23 to the existing contract between the city of Augsburg and Jet Industries Incorporated for a total contract sum not to exceed $43,220,164. Resolved that the additional $293,683.20 contingency fund to pay for this work shall be derived from the capital account H813003.518.
Anyone want to I'll bring that motion forward.
I'll second.
Discussion? I think we've all looked at this and we've talked about it. You've discussed it with us, Steve. Anyone else have any discussion on it?
No.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Councilor Reese,
Yes.
Councilor Scantily,
Yes.
Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Councilor Fisher,
Yes.
Councilor Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilor Powers, Councilor Powers, approved.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Approved.
Our next item of business will be read by City Manager Stephen Jelly.
Whereas the City Council authorized the City Manager to enter into a contract with Jet Industries Incorporated for the wastewater treatment plant capital improvement project for a total contract sum, including contingency not to exceed $43,220,164. And whereas saw cutting, removal, and disposal of concrete and counter beneath the asphalt along Riverside Avenue between Elizabeth Street and Patterson Street is required at a cost of $14,137.66. Whereas hauling and disposal of contaminated soil at the Hazelton Force Main at a cost of $105,152. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the city manager is hereby authorized to execute change order number 4 at a project cost. Authorized to execute change order number 5 at a project cost increase of $119,289.66 to the existing contract between the city of Augsburg and Jet Industries for a total contract sum not to exceed $43,220,164. Be it resolved, the additional $119,289.66 $89.66 in contingency funds to pay for this work shall be derived from capital account H813003.518.
I'll, make a motion for this.
I'll second.
Discussion, please. Anyone have any questions on this?
I'm glad that, you know, these are being discussed publicly and everybody's aware of the, you know, the change orders because they're very significant. I don't know what the total is to date, and I know it certainly adds up, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And my understanding when I was looking into this project a long time ago was that, you know, my concern was we're doing all these improvements, and I realized Hugh Wilton's paying for the pieces that relate to specifically to their projects. But I was also under the impression that their fees were going to reflect the city of Ogdensburg capital costs for the improvements. So I don't know where that's at, and maybe Steve could look into that. So my understanding was that the city residents are paying a particular flat rate when all of this is done, including the capital costs. We still don't have rates for Hewlton, and I'm wondering if theirs is going to be the same as city plus a portion of the capital cost of the projects that they're benefiting from. So I think it should be higher. But I don't know that, and if you could look into that, I'd appreciate it.
I will, we're just trying to finalize the date today, for bank and DDR. I know they sent back a lot of answers to some of the questions I had, but I think, so I have 3 or 4 more questions than I thought of, so I think it's good to be getting here. There was one explanation she gave me that I didn't send you, I didn't understand it, and I kind of got it back up, but it was largely on that topic there, and how much of this is paying. I don't think necessarily, this number is certain, I didn't talk necessarily about additional contribution based on that, but their rate is higher based on it not being, but something in detail.
Thank you, Steve. Any further discussion?
The same number that they're paying for, they're kind of separated?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's 2 different resolutions, so it's clear.
Yeah.
The second resolution is our project, so we have to put the
Would the city clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Scantoli,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Councilor Fisher,
Yes.
Councilor Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilor Powers,
Yes.
Councilor Reed,
Yes.
approved.
Our last item of business will be read by City Manager Stephen Jelly.
Whereas on April 11, 2019, the City of Ogdensburg and the Village of Hewlton entered into an intermunicipal sewer service agreement regarding the provision of sewer service by the City of Ogdensburg to the Village of Hewlton. And whereas the revisions to the capital improvement project are needed to all and dispose of contaminated soil, the Elizabeth Street pump system, the Elizabeth Street force main, and Hewlton force main, and also for saw cutting, removal, and disposal of concrete encounters beneath the asphalt on Riverside Avenue in Elizabeth Street. And whereas the Village of Hewlton plans to approve the modification at their September 9, 2020 board meeting, now therefore be it resolved that the City of Ogdensburg authorizes the city manager to sign the intermunicipal sewer service agreement modification number 3, a copy of which is attached to the service. So this ultimately is increasing the amount of whenever we do one of these, the cost of that. This ultimately is the amount on change order number 5.
I'll make a motion for this. Do I have a second? Discussion, please.
Well, so if you go back to the first resolution, and it's Elizabeth Pump Station, and Elizabeth Street Force Main. So those are capital improvements of roughly $300,000. And again, I'd say that, you know, those improvements are being done as part of the project to accommodate, the Hewelton line, so where's the prorated share of their costs? Or do we just accept that, you know what I mean?
So
So that's a question you can have,
It-
you
and I
don't
think
need
we have-
to answer that today, but.
No, I think, they have an answer, Counselor, I just think it's best, I'll let them speak out, I'll be paraphrasing, but I feel like, again, remembering, because Dank is our agent, I feel like the philosophy they use to determine the, you know, the prorated share for everybody is in our favor, with some, with a little bit of discretion in there, but I think when we see their logic, how they're doing overall, it'll make more sense. It's, I think in a nutshell, the way that they look at it, if we were building this project on our own, in and of ourselves, you know, what would our cost be? And then they specifically try to acclimate any cost to them for something that's specific to them. But if you almost can imagine a project, we were there, we were operating, everything was up and running, we built the base system, and then they came in and added to it later. So I think that'll be a good question. We're not so far down the road into this, it's just these couple change orders that, you know, I think you'll be able to see where we were and where they're going and how each successive one of these change orders is gonna make sense, or at least we'll be able to see the logic of where they got it and redirect if we don't agree with that. I'm a little, so, just before you go on this, I just want to say too, I was a little surprised that we have a change order for contaminated soil. I think, you know, largely, it could have and should have been a little greater assumption perhaps, but, you know, largely if you dig into the city here, we're most likely going to hit that, but I think in the interest of keeping the project numbers where they were, everything was big kind of as usual conditions. So I think that's how it goes with these contracts. I'm also not certain that right away it struck me that we probably hit a concrete street any place we dug. I can't imagine we ever pull that stuff up and come over it, but
There's definitely brick under a lot of them.
yeah.
Mhm.
So a lot of it has been the disposal, you know, what landfill they take it to, how they get rid of it, you know, everything closes the chain, and I think we've experienced any of these kind of contracts over the years. That's largely where a lot of costs get sunk into, hence the significant contingency budget for a project that's set aside.
So
I'll get an accurate number and send to all of you. I should have had that with me, and I just walked out and grabbed my book. I'll send you all the updated numbers of what the contingency budget. I don't believe we've dropped below $2 million or so because of a little north of $2 million.
So when a municipality digs to repair something and they hit contaminated soil, you're not allowed to put it back in the hole, and I mean, I never encountered this before, and obviously it's like some pretty big numbers, and they have all of Elizabeth Street, I guess, they're bound to hit other things.
So I think it all needs to test, it depends on the threshold is the answer, how contaminated it is, what the contaminated with, that's package.
Yeah. I gotta remove it. So, and I think they're not really digging anymore on Elizabeth, the fourth thing is coming down Franklin. So, we start digging in that area.
Yeah.
Just to connect,
Mhm.
outside the.
Comes down Franklin, goes down Riverside, and ties into the Elizabeth Street force main?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Would the city clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
thank you,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved.
At this time, I will make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Adjourned. Oh. I'm sorry, what?
I just need a second, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
adjourned.
Thank you.
Did you know?